Alright students, let's go ahead and now revise the second chapter in our customs ka revisionary. It is importation, exportation, transit and transshipment. Again, let's go ahead and do it. First, we'll go ahead and understand the import procedure. When you are going ahead and getting the goods from outside India into India, what is the procedure of getting the goods? What is the procedure of clearance? Let's go ahead and understand. First of all, section number 25 comes into section number 29 comes into picture, which goes ahead and says whenever a ship is coming into India or might be a vehicle is coming into India or a plane is coming into India, always remember the landing by the aeroplane or might be the quelling by the vessel or by the vehicle when it is coming, it should always happen at a custom port, custom airport or land custom station. Whenever a ship is coming, it should come at a custom port, aircraft is coming, a custom airport or vehicle is coming, should come at a land custom station. But when you are coming, if by chance there is any, you are compelled by accident or might be there is a stress of weather or any unavoidable circumstance, then the person in charge, who is the person in charge everyone? The person in charge in case of vessel is master, in case of aircraft it is the commander or pilot, in case of rail it is the conductor or guard, in case of any other conveyance it is the driver. So person in charge can come to any other place other than the custom port, airport or land custom station if there is a stress of weather or might be any other accident has happened. But whenever you come to any other place, then first of all you should go ahead and immediately report to nearest customs officer or officer in charge of a police station, right everyone? And you shall not without the consent of the officer unload the goods or allow anyone to depart. Are we clear till here? Then, but if it is necessary for the reason of health, safety, preservation of life and property, then Baba, you should just tell the people, take your goods and run. Nothing shall prohibit the departure of crew, passengers and removal of goods if it is important for the safety of life and property, right everyone? Now whenever you are coming into India, always remember section number 30 says the person in charge or his agent basically or any other person should go ahead and deliver arrival or import manifest in case of vessel or aircraft and import report in case of vehicle. Sir, always remember vessel or aircraft ka case mein arrival manifest or import manifest should be delivered prior to arrival and it should be given electronically. Vehicle ka case mein import report within 12 hours post arrival manual filing is also possible. Sir, delay in filing without cause you will have a penalty less than equal to 50,000 and belated filing will be allowed only on valid grounds. Sir, if I want to go ahead and do any amendment in the import manifest or import report, then Baba, if the proper officer is satisfied that import manifest or import report is incomplete, incorrect or fraudulent intention is not there, then only the officer will go ahead and allow you to go ahead and do any amendment. Now, once the ship has reached, only in case of vessel, sir, the person in charge has to go to the proper officer and ask for an entry inward. Section number 31 talks about an entry inward, wherein entry inward is nothing other than a written permission to unload. A master of the ship shall not allow unloading unless it has been granted an entry inward. Entry inward shall not be given if you have not gone ahead and filed a import manifest or arrival manifest, and entry inward is not required for going ahead and unloading what? Champ. What is champ everyone? C for crew member or passenger baggage. Sir, H crew member, C for crew member, H for hazardous goods, A for animals, M for mail bag and P for perishable item, perishable goods or passenger baggage. For champ you don't need any entry inward, and entry inward is also not required for vehicle or aircraft, right everyone? Now always remember, in case of vehicle and aircraft, entry inward is not required and entry inward is also not required in case of champ. Now once you have got the entry inward, you will go ahead and start the unloading. Then three sections come over here. Unloading should always happen. Section number 32, 33 and 34 says unloading, when it is done, unloading should happen only of those goods which are specified in the import manifest or import report. Unloading should happen only at approved places and under the under the supervision of the proper officer. GPS, approved goods, basically those goods which are mentioned in the import manifest. Approved place, which is landing place, and under the supervision unloading should happen. Sometimes what happens when the mother vessel has come over here, but sir, unloading could not be done. When the mother vessel has come and unloading could not be done, because the mother vessel is big, it could not come to the port, then mother vessel can stand outside and small boats can be used. Basically, mother vessel could not come to the port, or mother vessel does not want to come to the port. In that scenario, section number 35 says, no goods shall be waterborne unless they are accompanied by a boat note. Sir, you should go ahead and accompany your boat with a boat note, unload from here goods, and you can get it to the port. Small boats are also known as barge or lighters. Everyone over here, whenever you are coming, you have to come to a custom port or airport. That is told by section number 29. But if compelled by stress of weather, etc., you can go to any other place, but you have to immediately report to the custom officer or police in charge. Right, everyone? Whenever you are coming, section number 30 goes ahead and says you have to deliver arrival manifest or import manifest or import report. Right, everyone? Along with that, also there is section number 30A. Along with section number 30, also one section number 30A comes, which goes ahead and says you should also go ahead and deliver passenger and crew arrival manifest and passenger name record information. Passenger and crew arrival manifest, basically the details of the passengers have to be given in a PNR. Basically, passengers who have come with you and their passenger ka name record information, PNR information has to be given. Sir, person in charge has to deliver to the proper officer before arrival, and in case of vessel or aircraft, in case of vehicle, it has to be given upon arrival. Delay in filing if of passenger and crew arrival manifest without sufficient cause can lead to a penalty up to 50,000. And always remember, PNR records which are there are basically prepared by the operator of the aircraft, vessel or vehicle or their agent. Right, everyone? So whenever you are coming, you have to come to a custom port or airport. Before coming, please file import manifest or import arrival manifest, or after coming, in case of vehicle, you can file import report. And also passenger and crew arrival manifest, passenger name record information has to be filed. Now once your ship reaches over here, the person in charge will go and take entry inward from the proper officer. Entry inward is only applicable in case of vessel. Now unloading will start. Unloading ka case mein section number 32, 33, 34 says unloading should happen only unload the goods which are specified in the import manifest or import report. Unloading at approved places, and unloading should happen at the supervision, under the supervision of the proper officer. And section number 35 comes that, sir, when mother vessel can't come to the port, might be the port is shallow or they don't want to come. In that scenario, what will happen? Small boats can be used, but these boats should be accompanied by boat note. That is told by section number 35. Now, sir, section number 36 comes, which says that you can't go ahead and do any unloading on holidays or after working hours, but if you want, there is an exception. You have to give a notice and a prior merchant overtime fees, basically prior notice and merchant overtime fees has to be paid. Only then goods can be unloaded on a holiday. Always remember, there is no fees for unloading of baggage and mail bags. And also in GST you will be learning merchant overtime fees pay. There is no GST also. GST is exempted. Now after the unloading is done, the vessel which is there will be leaving, but before leaving, section number 42 says they should go ahead and take one written order, which is a departure order, which will be given by the proper officer saying get lost. Right, everyone? That is given under section number 42. No conveyance to leave without a written order from the proper officer. Now your goods have reached to the port. When your goods reach to the port, they will remain with the custodian. Section number 45 says goods after unloading till clearance will remain with the custodian. He shall go ahead and keep records, and he will not allow anyone to take your goods and go. Also remember one thing, if by chance any goods are pilfered, custodian under section number 45 subsection 3, basically the private custodian who is there, he will be liable to pay the duty on the pilfered goods, because section number 13 says you are not liable to pay any duty on the pilfered goods. Right, everyone? Always remember, custodian who are private custodian appointed under section number 45 by the commissioner are liable to pay the duty on pilfered goods. However, if he is a custodian who is appointed under Major Port Trust Act, then that custodians are not liable to pay the duty on the pilfered goods. However, that custodian, being the bailee of the goods, will be liable to pay the value of the goods to the importer if there is any loss that has happened in the custody of the custodian. Remember one thing for your exam, private custodian under section number 45 not liable to pay duty on goods pilfered, but custodian under Major Port Trust Act not liable to pay duty on the pilfered goods. Right everyone? Now your goods are with the custodian, you want to release the goods, you are the importer, you will have to go ahead and file a bill of entry. You will have to file a bill of entry electronically on the icegate.gov.in. Sir, white bill of entry if you want to clear for home consumption. You want to put it in the warehouse, then yellow. From warehouse you want to clear, then it is green X bond bill of entry. Bill of entry, always remember, if your goods have come into India today, by yesterday your bill of entry should have been if your goods have come to India today, by yesterday your bill of entry should have been filed. Right everyone? Now if I go ahead and tell you, so for an example, your goods have come into India on 16, your goods are going to come into India on 16th of August. 15th August is a holiday. Always remember, by 15th of August, even though it's a holiday, your bill of entry should be filed. So bill of entry should be filed before the end of the day, including holiday, preceding the day on which the goods conveyance arrives at the clearance port. So if conveyance is going to arrive on 16th of August, 15th August is the holiday, still your goods should have reached to the port by 15th of. Still you should have gone ahead and filed the bill of entry by 15th of August. Next, however, the board, the CBIC may prescribe different time limit for presentation which shall not be later than the end of the day of such arrival. If CBIC want, they can go ahead and extend the time. They can go ahead and prescribe different time, but that can be maximum till the date of arrival, means the end of the day of arrival of the vehicle, vessel basically. Sir, prior bill of entry is also allowed 30 days prior to the expected date of arrival, and warehousing without warehousing concept is also allowed. Sir, what do you mean by warehousing without warehousing? If your goods have come to the port and you are not able to clear the goods because you don't have any document with you, might be the document which is bill of lading, you want to clear the goods, you need bill of lading, but you don't have the bill of lading. For want of document, you are not able to clear the goods, then you can request the officer and shift the goods from the port to the warehouse without warehousing provisions being applicable on you. And this is the concept of warehousing without warehousing. Without warehousing provision being applicable on you, your goods will be put in the warehouse, that is known as warehousing without warehousing provision being applicable on you. So what is warehousing without warehousing? If your goods have come to the port and you are not able to clear it because you don't have the requisite document, then for the time being you can keep it in the warehouse. Keep the goods in the warehouse by requesting to the commissioner, and that is the concept of warehousing without warehousing provision being applicable on you. Now my goods have come, I want to go ahead and clear the goods. I filed bill of entry, self-assessment I did the payment of the duty on the date of presentation of bill of entry. The day you are filing the bill of entry, the same day you have to go ahead and make the payment of the duty. If you don't go ahead and make the payment of the duty on the date of filing of bill of entry, then interest at the rate 15% per annum shall be payable. Also remember one thing, deferred payment of duty is also allowed. What do you mean by deferred payment of duty? Clear the goods now, pay later. Basically postpaid facility is also allowed. What is postpaid facility, everyone? Clear now, pay later. Clear first, pay later facility, wherein what happens, everyone? Who are the people who are eligible? Authorized economic operator tier 2 and tier 3 are allowed, and authorized public undertakings are allowed to go ahead and pay later. Right everyone? Now what is the due date for payment? For the bill of entries which were returned, means you filed the bill of entry, it was checked and returned to you between 1st to 15th, 16 will be the due date. Sir, for bill of entry returned between 16th to the last day of the month, 1st of the next month will be the due date. Sir, for bill of entry which is 16 to 31st of the March, bill of entry returned between 16th to 31st of the March, then it will be 31st of the March which is the due date. Always remember, non-payment of the due date, you will be paying interest at the rate of 15%. And if you go ahead and default in any due date, then sir, once in 3 months, more than once in 3 months, if you have defaulted in paying on due date, then interest is okay, but then they are going ahead and telling more than once, then we'll go ahead and withdraw the deferred payment facility. Besides that, one e-payment option is also there to make the payment online, and e-payment facility has to be used by whom? Accredited client program, people under accredited client program, and also when you have to make the payment where duty is more than equal to 10,000, more than equal to 10,000. Now you went in and filed your bill of entry, you did the self-assessment, made the payment of the duty, and where payment of duty is not required to be paid, now you went ahead and now you will go ahead and take the documents and visit the custom. You will make a file with the bill of entry, bill of lading, invoice, certificate of origin, packing list, etc. is also there, payment challan, and you will visit the custom officer. Custom officer will go ahead and check. After inspection of goods and verification of document, if you find that the self-assessment was correct, you have gone ahead and applied the rate of duty correctly, all the duties are paid and your goods are not prohibited, he will issue you a clearance order. Take the clearance order to the custodian, he will allow you to take the goods home. Sir, if his officer goes ahead and does the checking and he finds that there is some mistake, then he will go ahead and do the reassessment. When he does the reassessment, he will go ahead and tell you to pay the differential duty within 1 day from the day he returns you the bill of entry. Now, once you go ahead and make the payment, he will check whether goods are not prohibited and all the duties and other dues are cleared. Then he will issue you a clearance order. Go to the custodian, take your goods and go home. Sir, goods have come in the port. I am not going ahead and clearing them. Either you are not clearing for home consumption. Section number 48 goes ahead and says, if goods have come to the port, you are not going ahead and clearing for home consumption, or you are not going ahead and putting it in the warehouse, or you are not going ahead and doing a transshipment within how many days? 30 days of unloading. Custodian has the power that custodian can go ahead and sell after giving a notice to whom? To the importer, and also with the proper officer ka permission. This 30 days ka time limit is not applicable in case of animal, perishable, hazardous goods. They may be, with the prior permission of the proper officer, be sold anytime. Arms and ammunition which are there, you can't go ahead and sell just like that. Arms and ammunition may be sold at such time, such place and in such manner as the central government may direct. Right, everyone? We went ahead and understood section number 29. When you are coming, please come at the custom port or airport. When you are coming, section number 30, please file import manifest or import report. Section number 30A, passenger and crew arrival manifest or passenger name record information. Then entry inward is granted. Then approved goods. Only those goods which are mentioned in the import manifest, import report has to be unloaded. Approved placement unloading should happen. Unloading at the supervision of the proper officer will happen. If the big vessel can't come, you can use small boat. That is told by section number 35. Section number 36 went ahead and told, sir, no unloading on holidays except with the prior permission and on payment of merchant overtime fees. Now the goods are unloaded, the ship will tell a bye-bye, a departure order shall be given and it will go. Now your goods are there with the custodian. Custodian will go ahead and keep in his custody. Any pilferage he will be liable to pay. You will file bill of entry, you will make the self-assessment, make the duty ka payment, go to the custom officer will check, everything is fine, he'll allow you to take the goods and go. Not fine, differential payment to be done, then he will allow you to take the goods and go. If you don't take the goods and go within 30 days of unloading, custodian will sell your goods and recover the money. Basically, his charges, etc. he will go ahead and recover. But for that, he will give you a notice and he will go ahead and take the proper officer ka permission. Here we are done with your import procedure. Import procedure is done. Come to the next one, everyone. Import procedure is done. Now, the next one over here is export procedure. What happens in export procedure? You want to go ahead and export your goods. First, you have to go ahead and section number 50 says you have to file a shipping bill in case of sea or air and bill of export in case of land electronically on the IceGate website. You will have to go ahead and do self-assessment, pay the export duty if any. Now you will have to visit the customs. Custom officer will go ahead and you have to visit the custom with the shipping bill, bill of export and the payment challan, invoice, etc. Custom officer will go ahead and do the inspection of the goods. He will verify the document. If goods are not prohibited, all the duties are being paid along with all the charges. He will go ahead and if proper officer is satisfied, he will go ahead and give you, he will pass an order permitting clearance and loading, which is known as a late export order under section number 51. Sir, if he is not satisfied, he will do reassessment, tell you to pay the differential and then give you the late export order. Now you have the late export order with you. You sit and wait for a vessel now. Vessel, vehicle or aircraft. You have to send the goods by vessel, vehicle or aircraft. Now what will happen? The master of the ship, he has to take the goods from India and go outside India. So first, he has to take a permission from the proper officer. Only in case of vessel, it has to be taken, a permission has to be taken, which is known as an entry outward. Section number 39 says grant of entry outward to vessel. Master not to permit loading of goods without entry outward. Entry outward is not required for baggage and mail bags. Entry outward is only applicable to vessel. Now here there is a ship, here there is an aircraft or here there is a vehicle. What will happen? Loading will start. Always remember, loading on the conveyance for exportation. Conveyance can be vessel, conveyance can be aircraft, conveyance can be a vehicle also. Section number 40 says, whoever is the person in charge, he will not allow loading unless it is accompanied by a shipping bill in case of sea or air. In case of export by land, it is bill of export, and also in case of transshipment, bill of transshipment also has to be there. Along with that, it has to be duly passed by the proper officer, means proper officer should have given let export order, right everyone? In case of baggage and mail, if permitted by the proper officer, that is also enough. Now goods have to be loaded over here everyone, goods have to be loaded. Always remember one thing, loading will happen at approved places. Loading will happen under the supervision of the proper officer, and supposingly the mother vessel is standing very far, then small boats can be used. That is told accompanied by a boat note, that is told by section number 35. And then section number 36, no loading on holidays or after working hours unless you go ahead and give a notice and you go ahead and give what? Merchant overtime fees. No fees for loading of baggage and mail bags. Now loading has happened. Now once the loading is done, the person in charge will go ahead and file. Section number 41 it is told, person in charge or any other person, might be his agent, will go ahead and before departure they will have to go ahead and file that, sir, I am taking these goods and going. You will have to go ahead and file one departure or export manifest. In case of vessel or aircraft, electronically, export report which is to be filed manually in case of vehicle. Now if you go ahead and file this, after this you also have to go ahead and tell this was because you are taking the goods and going. For people who are coming along with you, for that you have to go ahead and file passenger and crew departure manifest and passenger name record information. Delay in filing of either the departure manifest or export manifest or passenger and crew departure manifest will lead without cause, if you have not gone ahead and filed, means delay in filing will lead to a penalty up to 50,000, right everyone? Now once you go ahead and tell him what are the goods you are taking and going, who are the people coming along with you, he will go ahead and tell you bye bye. Basically section number 42 will come into picture, which goes ahead and says no conveyance to leave without a written order, means once the officer gives you a written order, departure order, only then you can depart. So issue of departure order will happen. Person in charge to permit conveyance to depart only after proper officer issues a written order, which is a departure order, right everyone? Now okay, one small point is over here that clearance order may also be issued by custom automated system. This let export order, no, if you are a good person who is always not going ahead and doing ever cheating, then you are given let export order automatically nowadays. Means the proper officer does not check also, automatic clearance order also given, that is being told over here. Then you have section number 51A. Section number 51A basically goes ahead and talks about custom में e-cash ledger. So whenever you have to go ahead and make, Baba, not GST wala e-cash ledger, in custom also they are telling we will go ahead and maintain e-cash ledger. So payment of duty, interest, penalty, etc. if you have to go ahead and do, every deposit towards duty, interest, penalty, fees or any other sum payable under the Custom Act or Custom Tariff Act or any other law shall be credited to the e-cash ledger. First you have to deposit in the e-cash ledger. Now amount available in the e-cash ledger can be used by you for making payment of what? For making payments towards duty, interest, fees, penalty or any other amount under the Custom Act, Custom Tariff Act or any other law in prescribed manner and condition and prescribed time limit, but nothing has been prescribed now. Balance in the e-cash ledger after payment of all the duty, interest, penalty, fees or any other amount can also be taken as a refund. Now there comes section number 51B, which goes ahead and talks about ledger for duty credit. Remission of any duty means e-credit ledger in the customs is known as what? Ledger for duty credit, which is e-credit ledger for custom. Basically remission of any duty if you have to receive duty, tax leviable on material or used in the manufacture of goods that are exported. So if you have gone ahead and exported some material, on that you had paid some duty, that duty ka refund will be given to you, they will be put in the e-credit ledger. Or any other financial benefit, if it has to be given to you, they will be put in the e-credit ledger, which is maintained under the custom automated system. Duty credit may be used by the person to whom it is issued or the person to whom it it is transferred. It means you can go ahead and transfer it to someone and he can also use it to pay the duties under this act or the custom tariff act. Always remember, duty credit ledger mein whatever duty is there, duty can be used for payment of duty only. You can transfer it to someone also and he can also go ahead and use it. Under GST, transfer of credit is not there, but in customs you can go ahead and transfer the credit and it can be used by the person to whom the credit is transferred for the payment of duty only. Then comes the next chart. The next chart is on transit and transshipment. What do you mean by transit? Transit means basically goods have come from outside India in a ship. For an example, Carnival is coming from outside India in a ship. Carnival has got, for an example, 4 containers along, 2 containers unloaded at the Mumbai port. Remaining 2 containers remain in the ship and it is being unloaded in Kerala port, or might be it is going outside India and it will be unloaded at an Australian port. What does transit say? Transit says that when one custom officer who was there at the Mumbai port saw that there was 2 containers in the same vehicle, same vessel which is going forward, on those 2 containers duty will not be liable to be paid at the Mumbai port. Basically for the Mumbai port it will be goods in transit. Now when in the same scenario, if the goods are coming in a vessel, vehicle or motor, whatever it is, then if out of that all the containers are unloaded but 2 containers will be loaded in a separate ship and taken to some other vessel, some other port, in that scenario also duty on those 2 containers will be payable at the destination port. Those containers will be known for the Mumbai port as what? Goods in transshipment. Everyone over here, what do we mean difference? What is the main difference between transit and transshipment? Transit means the vessel is not changing or the vehicle is not changing, but in transshipment the vessel or the vehicle is changing. Transit and transshipment, first of all, section number 52 says the provision of this chapter shall not apply to baggage, post or stores. BPS. Always remember BPS code. These provisions are not applicable. Section number 53 and 54 ka provisions are not applicable in case of baggage, post and stores. Why? Because for them special provisions are already there. Now section number 53 goes ahead and talks about goods in transit. Further transportation of the goods in the same conveyance from outside India, Carnival mein goods are coming and they are being transported further in the same conveyance is known as transit. Where any goods in the conveyance plus mentioned in the arrival manifest, import manifest or import report as transit cargo, then the person as transit cargo within or outside India, the proper officer may allow the goods and the conveyance to transit without payment of duty. The proper officer, these 2 cargo which is there in the same ship, will not go ahead and charge any duty and he will tell, okay, you go further, whatever is the destination port, there you will have to go ahead and pay the duty. Same document can continue. You don't have to go ahead for the separate port. You don't have to file one more import manifest. Same import manifest will continue. No new document required, and import duty is always payable on goods in transit which remain in the ship and going further. On those goods in transit, duty will be payable at the destination port. If the destination is outside India, the outside India port will be deciding whether to charge duty or exempt duty. It is their call, not our call. But if it is going in India, then within India, duty will be payable at the destination port. The next one over here is goods in transshipment. Further transportation of goods in any other conveyance. The goods came in supposingly Carnival. All the goods are unloaded over here and 2 goods will be loaded in Vikrant and it will be taken further. Then this is known as goods in transshipment. These 2 goods for the Mumbai port, these 2 containers will be known as goods in transshipment, which duty will not be charged at the Mumbai port by the Mumbai ka custom officer. It says over here that, sir, further transportation of goods in any other conveyance is known as transshipment. When goods imported in a conveyance and mentioned in the arrival manifest, import manifest or import report as transshipment within or outside India, the proper officer, this proper officer will allow or may allow the goods to be transshipped without payment of duty. Bill of transshipment means when you are loading the goods in the ship, then you will have to go ahead and present what? Bill of transshipment to the proper officer. He should have passed it. You have to show it to the vessel ka person in charge, only then he will permit the loading. Bill of transshipment shall be presented to the proper officer for transshipment of goods, and import duty is payable at the destination port or destination station. If the destination port is in India, then in India you will pay the duty. If the destination port is outside India ka government will charge the duty or not charge the duty. It is their call. Can we go ahead, everyone? The next one over here is declaration of transshipment. Whenever Indian government and some other country ka government have a bilateral agreement between the Indian government and some foreign country, then instead of bill of transshipment, one declaration of transshipment can also be presented to the proper officer. Bill of transshipment is not required, right everyone? Declaration of transshipment, when goods are being transshipped under a international treaty or a bilateral agreement between government of India and foreign country, a declaration instead of bill of transshipment shall be presented to the proper officer, right everyone? It's a B graded chapter, but import procedures are A graded, wherein you can be asked, I am telling you again and again, deferred payment of duty can be asked, bill of entry ka filing, warehousing without warehousing is something important. Remember section number 48 also, and also remember import procedure, how the flow happens. That's first section number 29, 30, 30A, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35 and then 36. This flow has to be remembered. They can ask you a short question on import procedure. Then in this, okay, this is a B graded chapter. Import procedures are A graded in this chapter. Then export procedures are C graded. But this section number 51A and 51B is something which you should remember. And then transit and transshipment, they can go ahead and ask you a short note on transit and transshipment. Might be a C graded point, but still you can go ahead and remember. And also remember that transit and transshipment provisions are not applicable on BPS, baggage, post and stores. Congratulations people, we are done with your chapter of import procedure, export procedure, transit and transshipment. Done.